guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for just dropping in today and watching this video. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. While I've got a little bit of time today, I thought I would just give you a little bit of background on myself. I know I kind of done intros on this channel, but I haven't really told you a whole lot about my background and about my job and what it is that I do and how I got into fitness and all of that. So I'll just start from the beginning. When I was little, my parents enrolled me in T-ball and I loved it. I also had a sister who was 10 years older than me who played sports. I really looked up to her. So pretty much everything she did, I did. And she always carried me around everywhere. So I was just kind of involved in whatever sport she was doing at that time. Throughout high school and let me start over. So throughout elementary school, I was always athletic, running, doing all that kind of stuff in PE. I always did the physical fitness test, and always won the presidential award. When I got old enough to start playing sports in middle school, I played basketball. That was the main sport that I played. I was never like a cheerleader or anything like that. It just wasn't my thing. It didn't interest me. And I always liked track and field, and I played summer league softball a lot. So that kind of carried throughout high school, and then in high school I started playing volleyball as well. And I loved it. I just loved being active. But also throughout high school, I developed an eating disorder. I was never officially diagnosed, but I know as an adult now, looking back, that the behaviors that I had were very unhealthy. And I would have classified myself as anorexic, and then moving on to exercise anorexic. And then once I got out and moved into college, I would say bulimic. So I kind of like went through stages of my eating disorder. So after high school, I stopped playing sports, but I was still very active. I ended up getting my personal training certification. So I got double certified as a personal trainer and started working at gyms to just have extra income while I was getting my degree throughout college. Throughout college, my eating disorder would come and go. There would be periods of time where I was fine, and then there would be periods of time where I was not fine. I was never a really big drinker in college either. I didn't really start drinking until I was 22, and that was after I graduated college. So, you know, I moved from like doing all of that to then graduating college and trying to get a job. So I have a degree in psychology and criminal justice. I did my internship with the Tuscaloosa County Homicide Department in Alabama. I am an Alabama graduate, Roll Tide. Sorry if you don't like that, but it's my alma mater. My sister's the graphic designer for the athletics department. It's my place. But I don't hate on anybody else. I think everybody does a good job. Anyway, I digress. Kind of got off there. I had been slated to move into the police force. I went to the PT test. I did everything I needed to do. There's like a series of tests that you have to do. I passed all of those tests. And the original plan was that I was going to go out on patrol for a year, and then I would move up to domestic violence. And domestic violence is in the same department as the homicide department. So I could kind of still work in domestic violence, but still get some experience when I could over in homicide. I then was told that, no, you're going to have to be on patrol for at least 2 years. And I was okay with that. And then it just kept getting longer and longer. Then I was told 3 years, and then they may see if I could move to domestic violence and then a homicide, all this kind of stuff. It just kept changing. And finally I was like, forget it. I'm not doing it. I never wanted to be on patrol. I was honestly really apprehensive about going on patrol because I have a really big fear of pulling the trigger, and that's not something that I want to do or to face. So, and it's not that I'm scared of guns, because I grew up, like, my family's from Alabama. My dad is a gunsmith. So I grew up around guns my entire life since I was a little kid. I know gun safety. I know how to use a gun properly. I actually was a big skeet shooter in high school and was in, like, the top percentile of skeet shooting because I would go to competitions and stuff. So had nothing to do with that. Had everything to do with harming another person. And I was always afraid that I was going to pull the trigger before I should. So that kind of ended. And all throughout this time, I still continued to work out. I still kind of dabbled in my job as a personal trainer and all of that kind of stuff. And then I started getting different jobs here and there in corporate industries. And I finally got a job in Nashville working for a company called Schneider Electric, where I worked my way up to a service agreement team lead. So I was at Schneider Electric for 5 years. And I still continued to work out throughout this time and train. I just never had the financial means to hire a coach and to do a show. And I knew that doing a show and competing in a bodybuilding competition was at a different level than just going and working out and being healthy and being fit. So I waited and waited and waited. Throughout this time, I ended up getting married, and in 2012, that's when I was able to hire a coach. So I hired a coach, and that is what, honestly, really something clicked in my head and was like, oh, food is fuel. Food is not bad. Like, I always had this connotation of food is bad, blah, 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 blah. You know, I got to work out. Like, in high school, I would work out for like 3-4 hours nonstop. So that bodybuilding really kind of changed my mindset into how your body responds to food and reacts to the training and things like that. By the time 2013 rolled around, I was going through a divorce and still competing. Won my first overall. I've won 3 overalls in Tennessee and 7 first place finishes. But one of those was in Nevada. Anyway, I digress. Moving forward, I got in a relationship and kind of dabbled in that. And throughout this time and throughout my divorce, I wanted to self-medicate because I didn't feel good. I was depressed. And instead of going and getting the proper help that I should have, I chose to self-medicate with alcohol. And long story short, I'm not going to go through a ton of this. If you want to hear more about this, then I will be more than happy to tell you. But I became an alcoholic, and I am in recovery currently. I've been in recovery for some time now, and, you know, it's just what it is. Like, I went down a really bad path. I mean, real bad, to a dark place a dark place inside that I wouldn't wish on anybody. And I just chose to numb myself with alcohol, and I became physically dependent on it. So throughout competing and stuff, I've also, like, been in recovery and been in treatment and, you know, just on and, you know, was still in this relationship, and things were just not going well. In 2017, I moved to Las Vegas. Well, I had gotten things back together in 2016, so I got my life back on track in 2016, And that's when I started working in the fitness industry. So throughout this and throughout the alcohol part, I was still in a corporate office. I was not with Schneider Electric. I was with another company. I was an inside sales supervisor, making really good money and all this kind of stuff. So I was pretty much a functioning alcoholic until I became not functioning. So anyway, 2016, I got my life back together, got back on track. And 2017, my boyfriend and I moved to Las Vegas. So, and that was great. Like, I love it out there. It's beautiful. If I could go back and take all of this that I've gotten here with me, I would, because it's just a great atmosphere. But went out there, and it just, I guess I had these expectations of starting over and starting a new life and all this kind of stuff, and it just didn't happen. He ended up moving back to Tennessee, and I ended up relapsing pretty much. Not pretty much, I did. So that was a whole cluster, you know what. So I get back to Tennessee in 2018 and get my life back on track again. And you know, that relationship that I had with him was still broken. We were trying to fix it, blah, blah, blah. And it just didn't seem to be working. There's a lot of damage done. Like, even beforehand, there's mistakes and stuff that we made on each other's part. So, you know, no one is to blame for the loss of that relationship. Even though, as, you know, badly as we both wanted to make it work, there was just a lot of damage that happened. So anyway, I get back to Tennessee and get my life back on track again, get back involved in my recovery program. And man, you know, things just start happening and falling into place with the whole fitness thing. And I forgot to tell you how I got back in fitness. So back to 2016, when I got into recovery the first time in a recovery program, I was doing intensive outpatient therapy, and that was 3 times a week for 3 hours a day. So I needed a job that would work around my schedule. So I was doing my suits on the side, and then I started working for gyms. So I worked for Planet Fitness for a little bit. Then I got recruited to work out Anytime as their fitness manager. Then Anytime Fitness, I was their manager before moving to Las Vegas, and I was fitness manager for 24 Hour Fitness out there. When I moved back, all the clients I had left behind immediately contacted me, and I got everyone back. So in 2018, I started rebuilding my life. I started having clients come to me more and more and more. Some of my clients are in recovery, some of my clients are not. And before I knew it, I could no longer train where I was training them because I was starting to outgrow it, and I needed a space of my own. And that's how I ended up with my studio. I also ended up working for a transitional living house called Recovery Community, which they are the ones who have helped me get back on track. They helped me the first time. I truly believe in this place. I love it so much, and I love the people there. So I currently do their yoga classes and fitness classes for men and women in intensive outpatient therapy on Thursdays. So I have the men for an hour and the women for an hour once a week. So I started working for them as their health and wellness coach. I also run boot camp classes that people are able to attend, and do health and fitness education. So all of that happened, and then here I am. So, you know, it's been almost a year now since I got this place. It's been well over a year since I came back. So I just, you know, when I say that everyone's struggle is different, everyone's struggle is different. And when I say that on this channel, I really want it to be a place where people can come and get information and feel good about themselves mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Because sometimes physical fitness is not just about the physical. Like, it has helped me in so many ways. Like, in my recovery, it's helped me so many ways, mentally and emotionally. And going through this breakup that I've been through has been heart-wrenching and awful, because I want it to work so bad, and there's just so much damage there that I don't think that it is. So, you know, working out has kind of like helped me keep my sanity. And that's why I have such a love and a passion for it, because it knows no boundaries. It can literally help everyone as long as you are willing. So that's the message that I'm trying to send, and that I want people to know, that, you know, health and fitness doesn't all have to be about what you look like. It can be about what's in here. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a nice butt or abs or this or that. It can be here. You know, taking care of your heart isn't just a physical aspect of being healthy. You know, taking care of your heart is mental, emotional, spiritual, all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit of a background on me. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk with you guys and tell you about me and who I am. And I know I've been doing all these bikini prep updates and all this kind of stuff, but there's a lot more to me than just competitions. Being, you know, earning an IFBB Pro card is a dream that I've had since I've been in high school, but it's not going to change my life. It's not going to change who I am. It's just a goal that I want to accomplish, that I have for myself. And there's a lot more to me than just competing, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So that's a little bit about me. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to know me a little bit better. I would love to talk to you guys more about this. If you got questions or anything like that, I try to share as much as possible, because I truly want to help people feel better. I know what it's like to feel like crap. I know what it's like to detest yourself. I know what it's like to feel horrible in your own body. And I don't want that for anyone. And that is what my goal is whenever I help someone. I just want you to feel good, because I know what it's like to feel bad. So, anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to put all of my additional information below. So please go and, follow me on Instagram, like my page on Facebook. I have an Amazon shop that I've listed below of products and things like that I recommend. Yeah, so anyway, that's me in a nutshell. Thank you guys so much, and I will hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day.